Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some AmITheA butthole. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. As always, it massively helps out the channel. And today, while I was just browsing Twitter while drinking my morning coffee, I had sparkling water say, hey, you might like to read this one. OP deleted it, but her comments are in the image below, and it's a mess. Which of course had me intrigued, so I thought we'd read this one together. Grab your coffee and let's get started. So the story was from a deleted user, as the post was deleted pretty quickly for some reason, but it's titled, Am I the arsehole for sending an employee home to change? For the record, I'm female. I'm a 23-year-old senior software engineer. Part of my job oversees a group of 8 other programmers. I do not enforce a dress code. I'm fine with the other programmers wearing t-shirts and tank tops as long as they are not outrageous in nature. But the one thing that I will never tolerate is visible underwear. Recently, I hired a new employee. She is the only other female on board of the 9, including myself. She is extremely intelligent with excellent problem-solving skills, but I've had to reprimand her 3 times in the 2 weeks she's been with us about my no visible underwear rule. She refuses to wear a racerback bra whenever she wears a tank top. It's distracting because my desk happens to be directly behind hers, meaning I have to look directly at her visible bra straps all day while working. This morning was the last straw when she arrived wearing a turtleneck tank dress. I have an outfit similar to hers, and I thought it was a very professional look. What wasn't professional about it, however, was that her bra straps were hanging out and about to fall down. I called her into a vacant office room and I told her that I was sending her home until she concealed her straps. I tried making it clear that coming to work with visible underwear was unacceptable. She left and came back an hour later, but she was at her desk crying. I apologized and said that I didn't mean to upset her, as well as how she will make a great contribution to our programming team, but she still seemed upset. I still stick by my rule. But was I an arsehole by raising my voice at her and sending her home? I want to make the work environment distraction free. And we'll start off with Dr. Drago, who says not the arsehole. If it was a man with sagging shorts and pants and showing underwear, nobody here would have a fucking peep to say about it. A no visible underwear rule is both gender neutral and appropriate for a workplace. It isn't a no visible bra straps rule. OP maybe should have gone to HR, but it depends on the workplace and their policies. Edit. Can't blame OP for enforcing a rule if it was part of her duties. Blame the rule all you want. Heck, I wish I could show up to work in boxers and an undershirt. Doesn't mean that my boss is the arsehole for stopping me and enforcing their rules. Big Doug Dog Dunn says, as a much older female software engineer, you're the arsehole. I knew you were going to be the arsehole after I read the first 3 sentences, and boy did you deliver. A 1, 23-year-old female, 2, software engineer who is 3, in charge of managing other people. There's a reason 23-year-olds are not usually in charge of other people, and that's because they're not mature or experienced enough to know how to handle that responsibility. I'm going to guess you are a fairly good engineer, but you severely lack good social skills. You have let your small bit of power go to your head. Enforce a dress code. Lol. The company sets a dress code, not you. If she is indeed in violation of her corporate dress code, then you direct the issue to HR, whose job it is to handle any workplace attire problems. Your whole post reeks of a power trip, and this was a huge fuck up on your part. You have now given her ample ammunition to complain about you to human resources, and frankly, I hope she does. The no visible underwear is clearly aimed at women and targeting her. You complain that you have to look at all her bra straps all day while working. No, you don't. Keep your eyes on your own screen. Which is what software engineers do anyway. Mind your own business, you sound like a creep. There's no reason for you to be looking at her while you're working at your desk. This would have been bad if it had been written by a male engineer, but so much worse when it's a woman targeting another woman. For the sake of your team, and honestly your own, hope you are swiftly removed of your authority for the time being until you do some growing. Edit. Somehow I missed this gem of a last sentence, then quotes, I want to make the environment distraction free. Then goes on to say, holy hell, you are an arsehole and a creep. What an anti-feminist attitude. This is a you problem. Quit looking at her. You are not cut out for being in charge of other people. Not from Nebraska says, wow, I'm totally disagreeing with everyone here. I do not think it's okay to have your bra straps showing at work, as long as she's enforcing that men can't sag their pants. I don't see a problem with this. Schlapstick says not the arsehole, that's a fair dress code. In fact, I'm willing to bet some of the team has even said they love it outside of work with their friends. Who here would love to have a dress code like hers where they can work? I can understand wanting to wear what you want and the whole it's my body thing, but this is a work environment and not a fashion show. No visible underwear while at work is within reason. Certain policies do need to apply. Would you wear a tuxedo/prom dress to your job interview? No, because you know it's inappropriate. You're on the company's time, meaning they can expect you to maintain a certain image. I'm a driver says, I guess I'm going to be in the minority on my opinion. Downvote me all you want, but for F's sake, dress appropriately for a work environment, and that includes not having your bra straps or any undergarments showing. Jesus, we would have lost multi-million-dollar clients over that kind of gaffe. Was she crying over being reprimanded or embarrassed? Raising your voice, you're the arsehole. Sending her home to change, not the arsehole. And let's have one more comment from Madame Allura, who says you're the arsehole. I love how you simultaneously do not enforce a dress code and, checks notes, repeatedly reprimand people for not adhering to your dress code. Women's bra straps, men's jeans. So I think what you mean to say is that you do enforce a dress code and you're obsessed with controlling what other people wear. And you have made this your hill to die on. You are creating a toxic work environment for your employees, and I wonder if you would benefit from some training in effective workplace dynamics and personal management. You are harassing your employees to the point of making them cry. And for what? Because you need to work on whatever issues you have that make you uncomfortable. Looking at, checks notes again and clutches pearls, a visible bra strap. Please understand that you are the one with the problem here. You need to apologize to this employee for creating a toxic workplace before she complains to HR or finds a better job with a better supervisor. You're on a power trip, and if you want your co-workers to respect you, you need to stop. But now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Do you think it's a you're the arsehole, or do you agree with some of the not the arseholes and find it wouldn't be appropriate for the workplace? Would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And this next story comes from a throwaway account who says, am I the arsehole for returning home after I found out that my husband booked first class for him and his friend while I got economy? My husband and I, 30s, haven't been on a trip out of country for years. Well, he goes every year with his best friend. His reason for going with him is because they both go to attend sporting events. This year, my husband told me I could go with him and his friend since they were visiting a new destination. He paid for my ticket and everything else since I'm a stay-at-home mum and have no job. The kids were left with my mum. However, when I found out that he booked first class for himself and his friend while I got economy, I just couldn't hold my tongue. I confronted him about it and he at first refused to discuss. Then when the argument got heated, he yelled, I paid for your ticket for fuck's sake, isn't that enough? Then kept on about how I should stop acting like I was royalty and that if I come to think about it, even economy is fine for me since I technically don't work anyway. I cried because of what he said, but decided to just not go altogether. He changed his tone and started begging me to just go with what he had planned, but I declined. I went to pick the kids from my mum's house and he came back 3 hours later, huffing and buffing about what happened. His friend sent me a text calling me entitled and said this was the reason why he didn't want my husband to take me with them, and I just proved his point. I did not respond, but I blocked him since he's gotten increasingly rude over the past few months. My husband, said I keep crying about being excluded, and this is what happens when he finally decides to include me. Am I the arsehole for not settling for economy? By the way, he's perfectly capable of financing the trip. Now this is an absolute not the arsehole to me, and it's a concerning one as well. You're married and you're a stay-at-home mum, but it sounds like he controls all the finances, and you're also having that thrown in your face at the same time. I paid for your ticket for fuck's sake, isn't that enough? Where I feel technically it should be shared finances because you're a married couple, you're a stay-at-home mum. He obviously knows that, but he sees that as lesser than what he does. You're looking after his child, you're likely running the home as well, and you need to be treated as an equal. Clearly in this, you are not. And as always when we go into these stories, I try to put myself into everyone's shoes who's in the story, and I'm trying to think from the husband's point of view that you haven't apparently taken on a trip for years and you've been going with your best friend for a while now, which seems weird in itself to me, and then this year decides to be kind to you and let you go with him. Very, very nice. But decides to go first class and put you in economy. Doesn't he find that weird? Doesn't he find that strange, awkward, something? Think that's not right? I mean, what the hell? When I first read it, I had to stop and I was like, what? It's just, what the hell are you thinking? But Ray's Underwater says, if you're a stay-at-home mum, then all the money he earns is shared funds. There is no him paying. In fact, you paid for his first-class ticket as much as he paid for your economy ticket. The level of disrespect is astounding. Divorce him and get half plus alimony. Not the arsehole. See, our lady says, is your husband having an affair with his friend? Why is his friend so rude to you, and why is his friend being treated like the spouse in this situation? Whether or not he's having an affair, he's definitely shown you how he feels about you. Not the arsehole. My head didn't go down the affair route, but it's certainly another wild thought that popped into my head is maybe they were going to like Vegas and living it up down there, but now they're going to another destination. They thought it might be safe to invite OP along. Again, wild one, but it did pop into my head. An unuser says, not the arsehole. Sounds like your husband is more interested in keeping an unpaid nanny / caretaker rather than a wife, partner, or equal. OP, do you have the option to become more independent in your marriage? Perhaps get a job or side hustle to earn money, etc. Do you have a separate savings account? Who handles all the money in the relationship? Do you have your own social circle that your husband doesn't interfere with? You don't have to answer these questions to me, but please take a long, hard look at your relationship from all these perspectives, and if it comes down to it, please walk away. We all deserve love and respect in any and every relationship. If this post is a reflection of how your husband treats you on a daily basis, please walk away. Crunchy Boob says, not the arsehole. It's clearly not an issue of affordability. What he did has basically telling, if I'm forced to bring you on this trip, it's going to happen on my terms, as the breadwinner. And that's kind of fucked up. OP replies saying it's not, and it's not the economy class that I had an issue with. If the three of us sat in economy, that would have been one thing, but to have me sit in economy while his friend take first class was not something I could do. I may not have money, but I do have self-respect, and I'm sorry if this comes across as arrogant, but I was raised to treat people good and expect to be treated good as well. Investment No says, not the arsehole. I saw someone comment earlier somewhere else saying, if you agreed for a stay-at-home parent, then all money is your plural money. As you are doing half the work still, at least, and OP replies saying, I'm a stay-at-home mum with 3 kids. 2 of them are underage for school, so I'm 24/7 with them. Even if I'm working, kids make it hard to commit to work hours. What do you guys make of this situation? Would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Practical Grand 6104, who says, am I the arsehole for telling my wife it's ridiculous to cry over soup? My wife is 4 months pregnant with our 5th child. We have a 7-year-old girl, 6-year-old girl, 4-year-old boy, and 2-year-old boy now. Since childcare is so expensive, she has been staying at home. Money is tight right now and her car broke down, so we've been relying on mine. She texted me and told me she was craving a particular can of soup, so I bought it and brought it home. She placed it on the counter and said she would make it after she gave the kids a bath. While she was upstairs, my dad came over and mentioned he was hungry, so I told him to help himself to anything in the kitchen, as we made dinner shortly before. Well, he ended up leaving to go home and my wife came downstairs, then I heard her frantically searching for something. I asked what she was doing and she said she was looking for the soup she left out. I told her I haven't seen it and that my dad came over, but he usually doesn't eat canned foods. I called him and he admitted he did in fact take it and said that he was sorry because he was unaware she was saving it. When I told her this, she started sobbing and saying she could never have one thing in this house and how bad she was craving it and wanted it so bad. She cried for almost an hour over it. Later, I told her that she was being ridiculous and that she was an adult and crying over something as stupid as a can of soup was for children. She told me I didn't understand and she was feeling very emotional lately and stressed. I talked to my mum, who told me I needed to give her grace and that my words were very arsehole-ish. Am I the arsehole? And we do have an edit to this which covers as like a response to the comments, maybe a slight update as well. Not massively, but it's there. Now, you came into this one with a question, my wife's basically crying over soup, and then you started off with my wife is 4 months pregnant and pregnant with your 5th child. And this may seem harsh, this may seem wrong, I'm not sure, but it did go through my head and I was like, you know, this is your 5th child. Your wife has been pregnant 4 times before. Have you not seen these cravings before? Have you not seen her behavior before while she was pregnant? Was you involved? It had me questioning. The story just had me thinking that you had the thought process of what's she playing at? Why is she acting this way? Like, what the hell? And when you recognize the mistake that was made and, you know, your wife was upset about it, she was really craving that can of soup, my ass would have been sprinting down that road looking for a can of soup somewhere. Not later calling her ridiculous and she was an adult and crying over something as stupid as a can of soup. I mean, come on. But before we go to that edit, the drunk scientist says you're the arsehole and quotes, my wife is 4 months pregnant with our 5th child and says it's not about the soup, dude. Traffic Cone Love says you're the arsehole. She's pregnant. She's been touched, grabbed, screamed at, followed, questioned, etc. all day by 4 little tyrants. She feels unattractive and she's craving for some soup as a comfort and probably because she didn't get to finish a meal all day. The correct response should have been, I'm sorry, it looks like Dad ate it. Go sit down and put your feet up and give me 30 minutes and I'll bring you a bowl. Then get in the car, get the soup, plus a few extra cans and maybe her favorite candy bar or something and pamper her. What you did was mean. Don't invalidate people's feelings. In God We Try says, you're the arsehole, like, of course. You don't get how pregnancy works, yet after having a litter of children. Hope you reply saying I wasn't home much during her other pregnancies, but all of our children were planned and well loved, including this one. She said this is her last, which I'm fine with. I was fine with 4. Pro says, you're the arsehole, your mum was right. Even if your wife wasn't pregnant and dealing with hormones, she's already taken care of 4 kids, all under the age of 8. 4 kids under the age of 8. That's enough to make a grown man cry. And the only thing that she was looking forward to was a simple can of soup. That's it. Soup. In quotes. She started sobbing and saying she can never have one thing in this house, and goes on to say, this is your clue that she's already feeling overburdened. Go to the store or ask your dad to pick up a bunch of cans of soup, and go to her and grovel for forgiveness. So then OP edited their post, which says, when I leave for work, I'm going to buy her all the vegetable soup they have in stock. Also, when I say money is tight, I don't mean that we're struggling to survive. We took out a loan to build 3 extra bedrooms onto our home. Our car broke down about 2 months ago. I do leave her the car if she needs to take our daughter and son to their therapy appointments or if she wants to go somewhere. I was also outside the building when my dad popped over. He stops by to see if I need help building the rooms. My wife was upstairs for a while doing bedtime routine, so they didn't see each other. I'll apologize and do the bedtime routine tonight and pick out the scariest shark movie I can find. She loves Jaws movies, so we'll spend some time together. I do love my wife, even if it doesn't appear that way. Also, yes, we have 5 kids, but we wanted a big family. I wanted 3, she wanted 4. I was an only child and she came from a big family. We had 4. She had a Mirena, apologies about the pronunciation, and it went through her uterus. We found out about this baby at the same time. We both agreed we wanted this child. She told the doctor the same day that after delivery she wanted her tubes tied. We aren't struggling to survive. We have food, shelter, clothes, and occasionally we go out to dinner and take the kids to fun places. The only issue is childcare because it is cheaper for her to stay home, and she asked me if it would be okay until our youngest goes to preschool. We may have a lot of kids, but we do take care of them. I work long hours at 2 jobs, so I am pretty exhausted when I come home. Plus, I'm building rooms for our children. I do help with my children. I love my family. Now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? How would you deal with it if you was OP? How would you deal with it if you was the wife? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, support and time always means the absolute world to me, so thank you so much once again. And hopefully, I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys, and much love.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. A, B, C, 1, 2